is changing every day in every possible way. And all my dreams, it's never quite as it seems, never quite as it seems. I know I felt like this before, now I'm feeling it even more, because it came from you. And then I open up and see the person falling here is me, a different way to be. And they'll come true. Impossible not to do. Impossible not to do. And now I tell you openly, you have my heart, so don't hurt me. You're what I couldn't find. Totally amazing mind, so understanding and so kind. You're everything to me.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here but you're not, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain, when I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name, 'cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, yeah. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here but you're not, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost, and I felt all of the hatred was too powerful to stop. Now my heart feel like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, and you know I'll never drop. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, yeah. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here but you're not, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your. Memories bring back
took my love and I took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills, till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? I don't know. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, children get older, and I'm getting older too. So
Welcome, family and friends, on this special day to the wedding ceremony of Natasha and Peter. I would like to thank you all for travelling here to the beautiful Marquee Castle to celebrate with them in their commitment to each other as husband and wife. A big thank you to all those who have travelled long distances to share this magical day. Today, we celebrate with Natasha and Peter their decision to live their lives together as husband and wife. You've all witnessed them become friends and watched their relationship grow from a mutual, respectful friendship into a loving and committed partnership to the point to where they commit in marriage to each other here today. Natasha and Peter are 15 years together. They met in secondary school in St. Brendan's College, Balmullet, and were blessed with a large group of very close communal friends. They got engaged in Santorini in July 2019. Peter tactfully chose to propose at the end of a cliff at sunset. Perhaps so he didn't have to get down on one knee, although he jokes that it was so that he could push Natasha off in case she said no. Of course, after the shock and a few tears, Natasha said yes. Natasha and Peter went to university in Dublin, and following this have travelled and lived abroad extensively, both together and apart, in Canada, America, Asia, to name a few. But their strong draw to home has encouraged them to resettle recently back in London. The couple love to spend time outdoors hiking and running. Their level of hiking is well reflected via the table names of mountains they have climbed together, with which you will all see later. While they both run, Peter at an ultra-marathon level, Natasha on a lesser scale. Peter is quite musical, plays the guitar and knows the words to nearly every song that comes on the radio. Natasha works as a senior occupational therapist in neurorehabilitation after studying in Trinity College Dublin, and Peter works as a structural design engineer after studying in DUT. They are both extremely career-driven and passionate about their jobs. Together, their careers' choices reflect the caring nature and innovative personalities. When I asked them to give me 3 things they love about the other person, Natasha said, Peter is always calm, collective, content, and never easily angered.
Although I try.
No aspirations are too big for Peter. I admire how he goes for things and isn't afraid to try new things and push himself to the limits. As a result, he makes difficult things seem doable and encourages me to give things a go too. Peter cannot hurt anyone's feelings or disappoint, and he is a yes man. He even says yes when he means no, and his friends know this too well. Now, when I asked Peter, he said, I admire Tasha's love for being super organised for all things that life brings, making it look easy, though most find it difficult. I love her passion for travelling, adventure of beautiful places, which has taken me to places I could have never dreamt of seeing, which inspired new life, passions and hobbies in me that we can enjoy together. And I love that she cherishes family, friends and occasions more than anyone I know, revealing what a beautiful, soft and almost childlike soul she has underneath. The serious, mature, motherly-like exterior that most may know of her. Although everybody knows only too well how excited she gets for Christmas. And when I asked him, what does your wedding day mean to you? Natasha said, for me, our wedding day is about celebrating our legal union with all our family and friends who know us as so well, but as individuals and as a couple. We feel in some way that we owe it to them and ourselves to celebrate this day together because we have family and friends to thank for what and who we have become, and as they have shaped us into who we are and shared advice with us when we needed it. And when I asked Peter, what does your wedding day mean to you? He said, to me, our wedding day is almost a celebration, combining all the past memories we have of our time together with all our future aspirations. The excitement and anticipation of the day reinforces the positivity of this decision to spend the rest of my life with my soulmate and only love.
Took my love and I took it down. Climbed the mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, till the landslide will bring you down. Oh, the landslide will bring you down.
I now ask Sarah and Daniel to step forward to share a reading especially chosen by Natasha and Peter for its personal meaning and sentiment.
Love is patient, love is kind.
Love is friendship caught fire. It is quiet, mutual confidence, sharing and forgiving.
It is loyalty through good and bad times. It settles for less than perfection and makes allowances for human weaknesses.
Love is content with the present, hopes for the future, and does not brood over the past. It is the day in, day out chronicles of irritations, problems, compromises, small disappointments, big victories, and working towards common goals.
Love is encouraging aspirations and growth.
Love is giving someone your instant mash after a long, wet day of hiking.
Love is 3-hour long phone calls when far apart.
Love is traveling continents to meet up.
Love is compromising your running pace to run together.
Love is taking up an extreme, scary, and dangerous new hobby with your partner, even if it may result in serious injury or death.
And love is more than just a feeling. It is a choice you make every single day.
Love is caring about the happiness of another person without wanting anything in return.
If you have love in your life, it can make up for a great many things you lack. If you do not have it, no matter what else there is, it is not enough.
Thank you, Sarah and Daniel. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. It was lovely.
So therefore, it is highly appropriate that we acknowledge both families with their love through this ceremony. So I now ask Natasha's parents, Teresa and Jim, and Peter's parents, Rita and Tony, to step forward and acknowledge the love and support each family brings to this marriage.
The middle one, Father? Or middle one?
Teresa
On
and
the
Jim,
outside, so one is it?
in recognition of the unconditional love and support, guidance you have given to Natasha throughout her life and up to this point, could you please light the taper and pass it to Natasha as a symbol of the continuance of the support, but also the light that your family brings to this marriage as Natasha moves from you towards Peter in matrimony.
Okay, get it. Oh, got it on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Natasha, light your candle and let it be a symbol of the light shining inside yourself, remembering how special you are. Take that taper as well.
Quick.
Yeah. Keep it lit.
Oh, sorry.
Rita and Tony, in recognition of the unconditional love and guidance you have given Peter throughout his life and up to this point, could you please light the taper and pass it to Peter as a symbol of the continuance of that support, but also of the light that your family brings to this marriage as Peter moves from you towards Natasha in matrimony. Peter, light your candle and let it be a symbol of the light shining inside yourself, remembering how special you are.
You're not so special for
Just
doing
get it lit and it doesn't matter afterwards.
That's great.
Rita, get her turn to it.
You have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment. At some point you decided to marry. From that moment of yes to this moment, and yes, indeed you have been making commitments in an informal way. All those conversations that were held in a car or over a meal or during long hikes, all those conversations that began with when we are married and continued with I will, you will, we will, and all those late night talks that included someday, somehow and maybe. All these promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things or more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you're about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things that we promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you have been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, even teacher, for you have learned much from one another these past few years. Shortly you shall say a few words that will take you across the threshold of life, and things between you will never quite be the same. For after today you shall say to the world, this is my husband and this is my wife. Do you, Peter, hereby state that you have read and understood the list of civil impediments to marriage, and do you solemnly declare that you believe there is no impediment of kindred or affinity or other lawful hindrance to your proposed marriage to Natasha?
I do.
And do you, Natasha, hereby state that you have read and understood the list of civil impediments to marriage, and do you solemnly declare that you believe there is no impediment of kindred or affinity or other lawful hindrance to your proposed marriage with Peter?
I do.
It is now that I, Peter James O'Neill, in accordance with the rights of the Spiritualist Union of Ireland, do solemnise this your marriage according to the laws of this country and the laws of God. Before you, Natasha and Peter are joined together in the presence of God, my presence, and in the presence of these witnesses. I am bound, as you know, to remind you publicly of the solemn, serious, and the binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, as most of us understand it, is the voluntary and full commitment of one individual to another. It is made in the deepest sense to the exclusion of all others and is entered into with the desire, the hope, and the firm intention that it will last for a lifetime. Peter, do you take Natasha in marriage to be your wedded wife, to share your life as your friend, your lover, your companion, to grow together in spirit and in truth, and forsaking all others?
I do.
And do you, Natasha, take Peter in marriage to be your wedded husband, to share your life as your friend, your lover, your companion, to grow together in spirit and in truth, and forsaking all others?
I do.
Wedding bands, being a perfect circle, have no beginning and no end. But we all know that these rings do have a beginning. Rock is dug from the earth, metal is liquefied in a furnace at 1,000 degrees. Hot metal is poured into a mould, cooled and then painstakingly polished. Something beautiful is made from raw elements. Love is like that. It has to be worked. It is the process of making something beautiful where there was once nothing at all, and they are now ready to give and accept that symbolism of love. Jack, do we have the rings?
You brought them, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
These rings, now worn by those who love the most, will forever show the world you are one, and that they will carry with them the eternal love and blessings of your families.
I promise to tell you I love you before leaving every morning and before going to sleep every night. I promise to always try and make you laugh, smile, lighten your spirits whenever you may be feeling down. I will always care for you, support you, and be behind you no matter what, as both your husband, your best friend for the rest of our lives. I promise to always let you know that I'm appreciative of your love and commitment, which I'll never take for granted, as I know how much better it makes life each and every day. It's the right finger, isn't it?
I promise to always support and encourage your goals, dreams, and aspirations, no matter how big or crazy they may seem to me. I promise to try to be the bigger person and spend every moment of our time together in happiness and laughter. I promise to always trust your word first and to trust your navigation skills, both life-wise and topographically. I promise to always be your friend. I will laugh at your jokes and to be your source of stability.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks very much.
There are a few promises.
There's one for you. And there's, I'll get you one. Just like from the two there. Go to the middle there. He's in the middle here. No, here. That's it, guys. Just stay with it for a second. That's it. Natasha and Peter, while you certainly remain unique persons, each with your own spiritual gifts, personality, talents, and abilities, from this time forth, your thoughts shall be for each other rather than for your individual selves. The love you have for each other will draw you both closer to each other. Natasha and Peter, in the lighting of this unity candle, briefly, you are symbolically expressing the goals of your union in your marriage and as a family. Radiate this love to all those whose lives you touch. The good qualities that you have found in each other and your hopes and dreams for your future together. You have each kept your letter to yourselves, and they are sealed in individual envelopes which have been placed in this wooden box. Natasha and Peter, should you ever find your marriage enduring serious difficulties, you agree that before you make any irrational decisions, that you will open the box and over a glass of wine, you will each read each other's letters. By reading these love letters, you will be given an opportunity to reflect upon the reason why you fell in love with each other in the first place. Of course, the hope is that you will never have a reason to open this box. If that is the case, then you can open it together on your 25th wedding anniversary. Natasha, take this hammer, easy now, and nail one of those nails shut. Thank you. Peter, nailed it shut. Great stuff.
Great.
Today, Natasha and Peter would also like to participate in a hand fasting ceremony. The hand fasting ceremony has been used by many communities, including the old Celtic tradition, throughout the ages, and this is where the phrase tying the knot comes from. So put out your hands, one potato, two potato.
Both of them?
Yeah, if you want, yeah. Face each other. These are the hands of your best friend, full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day, as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever.
Yeah.
Sorry, girls. Right your part. Michelle as well? Yeah.
I was thinking there was something going on.
These are the hands of your best friend, full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day, as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever.
These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch will comfort you like no other.
These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children. These are the hands that will help you hold your family as one.
And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch.
Put your hands out. Put your hands out?
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, girls.
Cheers.
Natasha and Peter have declared before us that they will live together in marriage. They have made special promises to each other. They have symbolized it by the joining of hands, taking of vows, and exchanging of rings. So therefore, on your behalf and on behalf of the community and in the sight of God, I now declare them husband and wife.
Come away with me in the night. Come away.
Can I now call on Cormac, Steve, Sarah and Jenna to step forward for some words of wisdom.
Marriage is the opportunity to grow in the love and joy of friendship. May all married couples here today be reminded of the joy of their own day. May they give thanks for the happiness they have known. May they find themselves more devoted to each other each day than their last.
By this marriage, two families have been united. May both families continue to be a source of love, support and guidance through Peter and Tasha's life. May both families benefit from their union.
Natasha and Peter thank God for their wonderful friends and who have come from near and far, and for all the help, support and encouragement that they have received individually and given to positively to affect their relationship. We pray for all those who are lonely and that they may know the joy of friendship.
We pray for Peter and Tasha that their life and home together will be filled with joy, laughter, happiness and love, that they may always be true friends to each other, that together they will face the challenges of life and may God give them good health, and may they always find happiness in each other.
Thank you, guys.
And finally, before we finish this beautiful ceremony, Natasha and Peter would like me to thank you all on their behalf for your presence here today, your support over the years, for the love and friendship felt in an atmosphere here today generated by that love for them both. You've all contributed to the celebration of their love in this marriage ceremony, and you have made it meaningful and personal to them both. So please give yourselves a round of applause. Two souls have found each other. Their destinies shall now be woven into one design, and their joys shall not be known apart. Natasha and Peter, may your home be a place of happiness for all who enter it, a place where the old and the young are renewed in each other's company. And now, can I ask you all to be upstanding and applaud Natasha and Peter, the new Mr. and Mrs. O'Malley.
Sometimes I feel like throwing my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. You got the love I need to see me through. You got the love. 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 Sometimes it seems my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. You got the love I need to see me through. You got the love. You got the love. You got the love. You got the love.
First of all, congratulations to you, Natasha and Peter, on
Thank you very much.
your wedding today, after our lovely ceremony outside. And our hope and our prayer is that the love that you have for each other will strengthen, endure, and mature all the days of your lives together. And just a short little poem about dreams, because today we're praying for the fulfillment of the dream of love. It's a beautiful poem by William Butler Yeats, a native of the county we're in at the moment, Sligo. And he wrote, had I the heavens embroidered cloths, and wrought with golden and silver light, blue and the dim and the dark cloths of night and light in the half-light, I would spread the cloths under your feet, but I being poor have only my dreams. I'd spread my dreams under your feet. Tread softly because you tread on my dreams. Today we've come to this place to celebrate your dream of everlasting love for each other. And we pray in this chapel that love will strengthen, endure, and mature all the days of your lives together. We pray for our newly married couple. Lord Jesus, increase and consecrate the love which Natasha and Peter have for each other. May the willingness they've exchanged be a sign of their fidelity. May they continue to grow in love and an appreciation of the wonders of each other right throughout their lives. We ask this through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
Now, can I just see your ring? Have to see your rings up yesterday.
Check them out,
Pardon? No, no.
I know.
Lord, bless these rings, symbols of faithfulness and unbroken love. May Natasha and Peter always be true to each other. May they be one in heart and mind, and may they be united in love forever. We ask this through Christ our Lord.
Amen.
Beautiful rings. That's for you.
Thank you so much.
It's gorgeous.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's like no song. They're beautiful, so they may be always be a symbol of love and fidelity.
Thanks.
Maybe we just all say together now a prayer that Jesus gave us. Our Father who
Art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, and those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Second just going to end with a blessing for marriage written by John O'Donoghue, a friend of mine who died some years ago. And this special blessing he wrote just some months before he died. As spring unfolds the dream of the earth, may you bring each other's hearts to birth. As the ocean finds calm in view of land, may you love the gaze of each other's mind. As the winter rises free and wild, may nothing negative control your lives. As kindly as moonlight might search the dark, so gentle may you be when light grows scarce. As surprised as the silence of music opens, may your words for each other be touched with reverence. As warmly as the air draws in the light, may you welcome each other's every gift. As elegant as dreams absorbing the night, may sleep find you clear of anger and hurt. As twilight harvests all the day's colour, may love bring you home to each other. Natasha and Peter, wherever you live, may love always bring you home to each other. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Father Kevin.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, Father Kevin.
Hey. Thank you very much, Father. Thank you very much.
Come a little bit closer, hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away.
In my memory, I will always see the town that I have loved so well, where our school played ball by the gas yard wall, and we laughed through the smoke and the smell. Going home in the rain, running up the dark lane, past the jail and down behind the fountain. Those were happy days in so many, many ways. In the town I loved so well. In the early morning, the shirt factory horn called the women from Cregan, the moor and the ball, while their men on the dole paid the mother's roll, fed the children and then trained the dogs. And when times got rough, there was just about enough, but we saw it through without complaining. For deep inside was was a burning pride in the town I loved so well. There was music there in the dairy air, like a language that we all could understand. I remember the day I earned my first pay when I played in a small pickup band. There I spent my youth, and to tell you the truth, I was sad to leave it all.
Could I have your attention, please, ladies and gents? Thank you, thank you. That's a good start. We're going to go here first, and Pete's dad, Tony, would like to say a few words here, so he's going to introduce this rambling. Thank you.
Hello, boys and girls. Well, it's great to see so many friends and family here, because with this pandemic hanging around the place, it's still, you know, we got the numbers here, we got the friends, we got the, I like that Mayo flag, Noel. And, you know, the first thing I'd like to do is welcome Natasha into the family. And the second thing I'd like to say is, my God, about time. 15 years an item. I'll tell you, we should have another 2 or 3 grandchildren around by now. But I'll tell you, well, 2, Peter, come on. But I remember back several years ago when there were one of the trekking holidays around either South America or Canada or Europe or wherever. They'd be there, and I'd say to Rita and the girls, do you know, I feel it in my water. He's going to pop the question this year. And I'd say, yeah. And it went on so long, I said, Jesus, Tasha, someone pop the question. For God's sake, Jesus Christ. But after a lot of water under the bridge and a lot of years, we're here today. And it's great. But one thing I'd like to say, myself and Rita and the girls, we love Tasha and Peter. And the last thing I want to say is, Peter, thanks for being such a good son.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay, me next. So for anyone doing bets, there might be a few thank yous in this one. Although I think most of the bets today are whether Joanne will make it to the first dance. She's pretty much 10 months pregnant for anyone who doesn't know her. And honestly, just bear with me. I'm not a public speaker unless the rattling bog counts, but there's time for that later on. I just want to say thanks to everyone for being here for Peter and I on this really very special day. Perhaps, as Tony said, it's been quite long awaited. Blame Peter for that. But it is really very extremely overwhelming to think of all of our closest friends and family in one location. And we know that you put in so much time and effort, days off work, and a lot of significant financial resources to be here. So we really do appreciate it, and thank you. Thank you all. There was quite a while I didn't think today would actually come around, but it's been miles better than I could have ever imagined. And that's down to everyone that's helped us. So the groomsmen, the bridesmaids, all of our families, and even the sisters that didn't make the cut for the bridesmaid title. Albeit the duties didn't really lessen for them. Thank you to everyone that's travelled from near and far. A special thanks to Shauna for the literal uprooting of her life to be here today all the way from Australia. I know. Jack and Josh also travelled from the far lands of Canada, and I know that that took a lot of time and coordinating to make happen. Definitely wasn't easy. And through all the uncertainties that the pandemic brought, there wasn't a moment's doubt that they would make it here today. So thank you, guys. Thank you to our cousins from the north and the south. And also to our family, friends and neighbours that travelled the whole hour and a half up from Mayo. That too genuinely was a momentous effort today. Rita and Tony, Emer and Michelle. It's not today that makes me a part of the family, but really it's the many cups of tea, my favourite Fox's biscuits, double chocolate, Rita. It's the huge hugs every single time you walk through the door, even if your last entry was only 30 minutes prior. And of course the home-cooked legs of lamb. Cooked by Rita, but reared by Tony. Peter has you both to thank for his calm demeanour, his strong work ethic, his intelligence, and I may have one of you to blame for his fondness of Jameson. Unless it's unclear, that's Tony. Mum and Dad, like, where do I start? You really have given Peter and I so much over the years. You've listened to my ideas endlessly. You've encouraged me to always go for whatever the notion of the moment was, including moving to another continent more than once, although, Mum, we know that was really just you. You financed me through college. You took on the momentous task of feeding this absolute beast. You taught him that there was no shame eating around the carcass of a chicken. Dad. What was that? But you taught us what a home was, and you continue to support us as we live in our family home in London. That means a lot to us. Peter, however, has you directly to blame for my constant need for an open fire and our very excessive gas bills. Anya and Stephen are not pleased with me. But we've learned a lot from the four of you, and we want to thank you for giving us each other. I think in hindsight, I probably should have added a few more jokes in around here. But in all seriousness, we're extremely lucky to have two families that have established a firm bond over these last many years together. Finally, the husband. I never anticipated that way back when, 15 years ago as teenagers, that we'd one day be husband and wife. You always make me laugh. You somehow control the vein. Not always. And you've always been more confident in my capabilities than I. And you make me also feel safe in the dark hallway between my bedroom and the bathroom. And I'm so thankful to finally call you my husband. So please everyone join me. To Peter! Cheers.
Thank you. That veil is doing my head in. I'm not sure how you're supposed to go after that one. Really, it's quite tough. But first of all, I really want to start by congratulating Natasha and Peter on this very special day, which I think you'll agree has been fabulous so far in this really wonderful venue, and also to thank you all for being here as well today. On behalf of the McGowan family, I would like to formally invite or welcome Peter to our family. I'd like to be able to tell you all a story about how we first met Peter, so I asked all the family, but no one could quite remember because he's been part of the woodwork for so long, so he's been around for so many years. And it's really hard to welcome someone who has been part of the family. But Peter, I welcome you nonetheless. And we want to know how happy we are to be part of your very special day today. Natasha and Peter have been friends and been together for a very long time. They started out as friends in school, very young obviously. Friendship is a big part of their relationship, not just with each other, but also with their large group of friends, their gang. Their gang. Not many of us can say we have friends for over 2 decades. What these guys have is pretty special and pretty unique. And I know that this gang is out to party today. Look, as we know, these last few years have been long, tough couple of years. We've been in isolation. We've been kept apart from our families and friends. And we should really just take a moment to appreciate what we've come through and how lucky we are to be here today amongst all our friends and family, which just gives us even more of a reason to celebrate today amongst each other, I think. Peter, we've always known you to be an extremely genuine, kind, respectful and caring person who can't do enough for Tasha or for either our family or your own family. Peter's also great fun, great crack, and he has a bit of a wild streak in him as well. Everyone seems to know this. Everyone seems to know this. But listen, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to leave Jack to talk about that later on. We're also very happy to share this day with the O'Malley family, who are really a lovely family. Rita, Tony, Michelle, Emer and Saoirse, you've all welcomed Natasha into your home as one of your own. You've also welcomed all of us too into your home. Thank you for that, and we look forward to spending many future lovely family occasions together. I'd like to say a few words about my sister Natasha. Give me a second. Huh? Natasha is a unique and wonderful person. End of speech, end of speech. Her head has got too big now. My memories of Natasha are filled with lots of fun and special family moments. It's a long time since she was a little girl who used to write me lots of letters with her gel pens when I lived in London. Tasha still loves gel pens, and we still give them to her at Christmas every year. This is the woman who really is the gel of our family. Tasha, dry your eyes. When we were growing up, our parents instilled many values in us, to include be honest, stand up for yourself, always work hard for what you want in life, and always do the right thing. Natasha is really all of these things. Natasha is the youngest of 5 children in our family. Many of you don't know this, but Natasha was born very prematurely and really had to fight for survival. These survival skills really stood to her in life as she learned to live with Natasha, with her sisters, Tara and Anya in the house, who used to quite frequently lock her up or hold her down and feed her daisies. My girls love their Auntie Tasha, and she's a true inspiration to them. They always say how strong she is, because anything she wanted to do in life, she always achieved. Tasha always wanted to travel the world, live in different countries, and she did it. Tasha trained for a marathon. She always wanted to do a marathon, and she did it. There is no woman like Tasha to truly keep you on your toes, which I'm sure Peter knows. Look, this is a very special day for all of us. Delighted to celebrate. I'm going to raise our glasses to a different kind of toast. I'm going to toast the McMalleys. Slow to the McMalleys. I think it's Jack up next, is it? Are you saying a word, Dad?
No, I'm Dad.
No, I think it's Peter.
All right, everybody. I've nothing written down. I have nothing written down. There was supposed to be a teleprompter here in front of me, but somebody forgot it. And our wedding planner was also supposed to give me an earpiece, but it's not working. But St. Brendan's, class of 2009 in the house. Woo! And our convent counterparts. Hey! First and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody that's here today for being here, just for being here. Obviously, it's a Thursday. It's a lot to ask, taking a day off work and traveling from Canada and from Australia and from Sligo. People have came a long way. No, much appreciated, guys. Honestly, obviously, myself and Tash have been away for, where's she? Yeah. myself and Tash, we've been away for months or years at a time, and like that, we may have seen people here for months or years at a time, but whenever we do meet up, we pick up exactly where we left off, and it really is a beautiful thing. And we're honoured, privileged, and really proud to be able to call everyone here our friends. We're really appreciative of everyone being here. So, secondly, I'd like to thank me just for being me. Secondly, I'd like to thank the beautiful bride, Natasha O'Malley. Honestly, thank you so much for making me the happiest man on earth today. Honestly, we've shared a lot of life experience together. Obviously, we've lived apart, we went to college, we've lived together abroad, we've traveled to a lot of countries around the world, backpacking across entire continents with a few hiccups along the way. But, we've also climbed a hell of a lot of mountains together. But, I don't know, metaphorically speaking, given the perseverance and effort, time, dedication, marriage could be considered the highest mountain we've ever had to climb together. But I already feel like we're at the top. And I've felt like that for some time. So I guess since we're at the top, metaphorically speaking, it's all downhill from here. But at least it's easier going downhill, But downhill, uphill, sideways, it doesn't matter as long as we're together, I love you. I love you. Secondly, I'd like to thank Tasha's entire family, from Jim and Teresa. I'm not sure if you remember my first time up in New York after Gisala nightclub. Myself, Anya, and Tasha rocked back at 3 a.m. after the nightclub, of course. I don't know if you were working or what, but we arrived back in the back kitchen, and honestly, I'd heard stories about Jim chasing Tasha's older sister's boyfriends halfway down the country, so I was ready to put on my running shoes and hightail it back to Cairn. But anyway, they sat me down in the back kitchen, and I heard you getting up, and I was like, oh, no. But I was first greeted with a fist, but the fist immediately opened up into a nice, warm, welcoming handshake. And I'd like to thank you. And Teresa as well. Honestly, the next morning, actually, Tasha brings me into the sitting room and says, well, Mum, this is Peter. And it was my first time meeting her. I was like, oh, there you are. And I'm not sure if you remember it or not, but you were doing your makeup in the mirror, you put on mascara, and you looked at me through the mirror, and I swear to God, that look... I thought I'm going to have to put back on the running shoes and hightail it back to Carol. I swear to God, if you weren't looking at me through a mirror, I think I would have turned to stone right there and then. But thankfully, you've warmed up to me since, and we've had the best conversations about everything from, the Illuminati, conspiracy theories, UFO. Love you to bits, honestly. And I'd like to thank you both for raising such a beautiful, intelligent, and caring daughter. You've done a great job, yeah? You've both done a great job. I'd like to also thank the rest of Tasha's family, Kelly, Tara, and Anya, Tyrone, the laddie. Honestly, it's like my extended family, and I really appreciate it. Every time I'm in your house, it's just like being at home, really. And I really, really appreciate it. Yeah. Oh my God, I did not forget it. Anya, I live with Anya, and obviously because we're in a home together, it's just I can't. Oh my God. No, but so Steve. Sean, Rob, everybody. Now I'm blacking out. Somebody help. I actually said at the beginning I wasn't even going to do a speech, so I'm not. Goodbye. I know. But thirdly, I'd like to thank my family, Mum and Dad. Tony and Rita O'Malley. They were both. Yeah. They were both the first people that I told that I was going to ask Tasha to marry me. And they were both obviously ecstatic. I rang them from London. We'd planned a family trip for Jim's birthday to America, and I told them I was going to propose to her. Well, Dad was ecstatic about this because I was going to propose to her. I was going to propose to her at the top of the World Trade Center, where just a couple of years ago, Dad proposed to Mum, so he was ecstatic. But I just couldn't wait, And as well, as PJ mentioned earlier on during the ceremony, I proposed to her on a cliff. So if she had said no, and off she goes, there would have been no witnesses, it would have been perfect. But if I had done that on top of the World Trade Center, there'd been a lot of shocked tourists. And I'd still be in a New York State penitentiary, so I decided not to go with that one. But obviously I would have loved to. But I'd also like to thank Emer and Michelle, the best sisters anyone could ever ask for. And I'd like to give a big round of applause for Saoirse O'Malley, who done my hair and makeup this morning. And I'm running out of minutes here, am I? I'd like to thank this venue, Mercury Castle, the staff, and just the venue alone. It's absolutely beautiful. We couldn't, and for the weather as well. Mercury actually controlled the weather around here, but we couldn't have asked for better weather. But the venue alone is just absolutely beautiful. Honestly, it's so good. I think when I have my next wedding, I'm going to have it here too. That's what I hear once. I'm joking, but Mercury Castle, what an absolute beautiful place, a hidden gem here in Sligo. But honestly, it really is an absolute beautiful venue. But I think, Tasha, you must have misheard me when I said maybe we should get married in a marquee. In a marquee. But here we are in Mercury Castle. And we're never going to financially recover from this. No, but I'm only joking. But hey, once again, thank you so much, guys, for being here. And we really, really appreciate it. We can't put into words how much it means to all of us for all of you being here today. Yeah, love you all, guys. Honestly, I'm not even joking. Oh, sorry, there was one more thing. I wanted to... Uggy, uggy, uggy. Uggy, uggy, uggy. 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 Uggy, uggy, uggy. Thank you, guys. Love you all. Oh, Jack.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best man.
Well, thank you. I don't know what kind of public speaking you all folks are doing, but that is a pretty hard act to follow there. So I'm going to say a couple of words and get out of here in good time and stop waffling. But first of all, like these beautiful people up here have said, it is brilliant to see you all here tonight. I think everyone understands, given the mess that was the COVID pandemic, how hard it is to organise one wedding. And these crews up here have managed to organise two, and they've got us all here today. I think that's a pretty big achievement. I think a massive round of applause for the McGowans and the O'Malleys both for getting us here. I was fortunately or unfortunately away running around in Canada, and I was neglecting my duties as best man at times. So I think the ladies, the beautiful ladies here today, and these three heroes who scrubbed up fairly well, they put in a good effort today. So I think if you could if you could give the groomsmen and the bridesmaids a good round of applause. They put in a lot of work here. That being said, I'm looking at a lot of familiar faces out there, and we've come through a fair few adventures. If you get the chance right after this speech, whoever's interested, you should grab a beer or a whiskey or whatever you're drinking, a water, and you should come up here and clamber up here and spend as much time as you can with Peter O'Malley, because it's his wedding day. I guarantee you that he'll be here for 2 or 3 hours or maybe less. I'm not sure if anyone here is unfamiliar with the term the Irish exit. The Irish exit is, just to give you a bit of background, the Irish exit is where the Irish man or the Irish woman kind of has a riot of a party, is the life of the party, and then kind of suddenly, unexplainably, out of absolute thin air, disappears. And I've seen that quite a bit, and I learned recently they coined that term for Peter O'Malley. Which, yeah, given the night that's in it now, I would assume you've got a lot of friends here. We all would think that you should be back in timely fashion. Tasha's here tonight, given the night that's in it on your wedding. But yeah, the big man here is. There's quite a few stories in this room. There's a lot of stories, and I would. Kelly Kelly done me the lovely favour of dropping me in there, and I've a few people expecting down there to hear something. I'm going to hold off for the minute, and we're going to wait till Teresa and Rita have had a good fill of strong spirits. And I think if we give them a good fill of strong spirits, Rita and Teresa might enjoy the stories, but then forget them immediately. You don't want to traumatise these ladies this early in the night, you know. But yeah, this guy, we've, again, seeing the familiar faces, we have two groups of people out there, the lads and the ladies both, who have been wild as each other since we were, I would say, 12 or 13 years old. It's been quite a wild ride with a few people down there. I think it's not just myself who's astonished to see that Pete has made it here in one piece, with all his faculties and his humour still intact. I think the lady beside him had a lot to do with that. But yeah, since we were rampaging around the sandy banks and all the way through school and college and onwards onto God knows what kind of adventures, Pete's been the wildest, wackiest, funniest, craziest, adventure junkie, party-loving person I've ever met in my entire life. I'll just give you, for anyone who's not familiar, I'll just give a quick example. A few years ago, Peter here, he decided he wanted to go scuba diving. And there's many places you could pull on this planet to go scuba diving. So Pete, in all his wisdom and all his might, he decided on Honduras, which at the time Honduras was the #1 murder capital of the world and stayed that way. And it stayed that way for quite a bit. So that's where Pete decided to go, and Pete, as Pete is, being the adventurer and the explorer he is, he lost his bags immediately on day one. Nothing got delivered to him. He didn't lose them. So he spent the next 10 days meeting Americans and getting trashed and partying, and with the same clothes on his back, he managed to have a great holiday and get his scuba diving done. So he's quite a character. I don't think it's any surprise to anybody here that the lady who managed to get this guy up to the altar is the fantastically beautiful, amazing Tash McGowan here. If we could have she is the only human being I have met on this planet that is up to matching Pete's adventures and his energy for traveling and journeying and drinking cans. She can put it up with the best of them. She is, to all of us, to our friend group, and obviously to these families here, she is an amazing human being. She is a very intelligent, important, and an essential part of this group. So Pete, you know, if there was, I don't think there's leaders in groups of friends, but if there was leaders, she'd be one of them. So we're all proud of you. It's a great job, man. I don't want to waffle on too long here, but if any of you folks are travelling up by Gisal and Kiltane and up by the Hall, take a minute and appreciate many couples, I'm sure, down here have started in Gisala Hall or somewhere close. These two had their first kiss in Gisala Hall. So if you get past there, just take a minute and appreciate. There's not many relationships, I think, that came out as successful as these two. It was a sure sign of things to come after a transition year trip away that these two would start going out with each other. They have since traveled all over the world, from all the way through South America, Asia, Europe, and all over Ireland. You've done quite a bit of touring. You've covered your bases, so you've done fairly well. And just a note that I'd like to make, given that we're at a wedding here, during that time in the business of traveling, which these two have done more than anyone I know, they had 3 years of long-distance loving, you know, far apart. And these two, like everything else they do, they really managed to make it work. They make everything look easy, and they made that look easy. There's not many people and there's not many couples I know that can kind of make these long distance relationships and stuff work. So these two done a hell of a good job of it, and they got us all here today. So they've done very well. Just to, without going too soppy and having someone down the back there heckle me too much, we're at a wedding, so it's I think that's a great picture of what true love is really all about. I think they've done a massive, mighty good job of it. They are two of the most dependable, trustworthy, incredibly talented and loyal individuals I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and I'm sure most of you folks in this room are the same way. So it is absolutely no surprise that they got this far, and I'd like a big hand for that. It's not easy. Yeah, but I've been yammering on a bit too much here. You've had a fantastic 15 years, and I would say we're all a bit young still. I think we're still young, aren't we? We're still going. There's not many people who'd make a good fist of having a better 15 years than you two guys have just had, but we're all sure that you two are the people to do it, and we are all very much looking forward to spending some good time adventuring you for the next foreseeable future, and we appreciate you very much, and we love you very much, and it's fantastic to be here today. So, without being too controversial, we'll raise a toast, and we'll call them a toast to the fantastic McGowan O'Malley's, the beautiful couple that is. Thank you very much. Folks, we're just going to follow through to the back room, and on the right and the left, someone will guide you in. We're going to have a good feed of dinner because there's a stack of pints coming later on. It's going to be. Thank you very much.
can count on you. Sometimes I feel like saying, Lord, I just don't care. But you've got the love I need to see me through. Sometimes it seems the going is just too rough, and things go wrong no matter what I do. Now and then it seems like life is just too much, but you've got the love I need to see me through. When food is gone, you are my daily need. Oh, when friends are gone, I know my Savior's love is real. You know it's real. You got the love. 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 Time after time, I think, oh Lord, what's the use? Time after time, I think it's just no good. Sooner or later in life, the things you love, you lose. But you've got the love I need to see me through.